Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about your film. I will be directing questions individually, although I will be asking questions that you can both answer. So the first question is, because this is based on a true story, like nothing, it's really wonderful how the film feels very authentic. So for both of you, and starting with Harry, did that made you a different approach to how you play the character, because you have to sort of carry the responsibility of this person who really existed and really went through these experiences that you're portraying on screen?
Yeah, anytime you do that, and you have a responsibility to make sure that you're carrying the story with as much, I guess, authenticity. But at the same time, we also had Jen, the real Jen Carter, kind of help guide us in a lot of ways through pictures, through videos, and sharing stories with us, and a lot more with Jessica, for the fact that she was playing Jen. But what was really beautiful is that the fact that she understood that it wasn't about playing her exactly in the way of mannerisms and imitating her. It was more about the love that Jen and Saul had, and carrying that beautiful story that people were so touched when they had a video that came out and people supported them to have their magical wedding. But for us, it always feels like there is that responsibility, but I also know that her giving us that gift to be able to take a little bit of liberty in the way that we portrayed it, but just making sure that we carried that message that was really important to her was really, really helpful.
So Jessica, was having Jen there like a special sort of gift unto itself in order to sort of channel it into your performance?
Oh, it was an incredible gift. She is just such a giving, warm, strong, beautiful woman. And I feel so incredibly privileged that I got to be a part of her story. And as Harry was saying, she gave us permission to really make the story our own. And as a result, I was able to show up on set every single day and just be present with Harry and find our version of that love story and our version of that connection. But Jen came to visit. She was there on the day that we were shooting the wedding scene and all of the vows. So that was totally surreal for us, I'm sure also for her. But she's just such a positive, warm presence that having her around was a gift. And I think she also really helped remind me, and I think remind both Harry and I, that she and Saul tackled this disease with positivity. And they made a conscious decision to each and every day wake up and choose each other and choose to not take for granted the time that they had left. And I think that was something that felt so important to both of us to weave into the fabric of this film.
All right, yeah, and you guys did beautifully. So same question for both of you, but this time starting with Jessica. Like, I mean, Saul's my kind of guy. Like, I'm a grand gesture type, romantic type of guy. My wife's not here to contradict me, so I'm going to stick to that story. But I mean, what grand gesture have you seen in a movie, or you have to actually play, that actually would not work on you? Have you thought about that? Like, have you seen something and you go like, yeah, that would never work on me at all?
Oh, see, I'm a total sucker for grand gestures. I think it is funny because watching things in movies that are so over the top romantic, you're like, oh my God, I want that. I need that in my life. But then you stop and think about it. It's like, maybe that's a little stalkery or like a little too intense. Like I still love The Notebook, but I've read things that are like, this movie is about a stalker, y'all. Like he follows her and buys a house, but I still want it. I want all of the love. I want all of the romance.
So Harry, any grand gesture that you would feel uncomfortable with, or that would not work on you?
It's funny because I grew up, I have two older sisters, and I would tag along and watch a lot of their movies. They love romantic comedies, romantic dramas. And it was, I guess it's like normalized. And so it doesn't feel strange if someone has a grand gesture. I think it's more pressure on whoever's putting the gesture.
Delivering it.
Yeah, and making that feel grand, but also feel like authentic and real and not like for show. And I think so that there's like that line in between that. And I think like for this movie, with the proposal, I think it had a fine line. It was like a grand gesture, but it was very intimate. It had like a balance between the two, which I'm into. So I'm glad that we went that route because it felt very real and authentic.
Though, if Jen had said no when you proposed, that's when the gesture doesn't work for anybody. Like when neither party wants it, then it's, or when one of the parties doesn't want it, then it's bad news.
Well, yeah, it's pressure on the other side to say yes too, right?
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Yeah, it's a fine line. So my time is up, but I will use my last 5 seconds before they throw me out of the room. You guys, I've been a Gleek forever, Harry and Jessica. Like I was like, who's that girl in La La Land? So it's been a sort of a pleasure watching your careers go forward, and you guys are doing so well. So it's sort of surreal to be talking to you this way. So I just wanted to say, you know, like congratulate you and keep going forward and stay healthy wherever you are. So thank you so much.
That means so much. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good day. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.